Sure. Okay, so do you believe in science?
Of course, I'm a scientist.
Let's try your trust in science. Sit down there.
What?
So,
While
explain me the science.
I blindly trust Adrian here and the science behind it, just as a precaution, I'm going to take this dazzling here because otherwise I'm going to make a huge spill. But basically, he can just hold that glass, don't do that. He can hold that glass upside down over my head without the water spilling out because of the science. The one thing he can absolutely not do is keep the paper away, because if he does that, the water would spill all over my face.
I'll go from the floor.
Good.
So, coming back to the chemistry I was explaining a bit, I want to tell you a bit more about the kind of reactions that you saw here. So, do you remember the first bit where the water turned pink and then colorless again? Yes? Indeed, it turned from pink to clear. That kind of reaction is what in chemistry is called an acid-base reaction. And actually most of you will probably already familiar with that. Who here has ever baked a cake? Some parents in the audience, perhaps, who has ever made a cake? Nobody ever made a cake? Okay. Have you perhaps used something called baking soda? So that's just this, you can get at Tesco, Sainsbury's, whatever. It's just a white powder that you might have in your own kitchen at home. And this is what in chemistry is called a base. And that is just a difficult word for something that can react with an acid. And an acid is just something that tastes and smells very sour. Can someone tell me, who wants to have a smell? Can you tell? You can both have a smell. Just touch it, just have a smell. That indeed is vinegar. So vinegar is an acid. It's just something that is sour. And if you mix baking soda with something sour in your cake, it produces little bubbles of gas. If you do too much, it can explode, that's true. But in your cake is not supposed to explode, it's just supposed to rise to make it fluffy. And I can very easily demonstrate that to you. Can I have the gas? So I've got the vinegar here, got some baking soda here, and I'm just going to mix them. And this is what happens in your cake as well. And I have some tissue paper.
When it's supposed to bake.
So, this kind of reaction happens quite a lot in the human body as well. You might have heard of stomach acid, perhaps. Has anyone heard of stomach acid? So that's an example of how this kind of reaction happens in the human body. It helps break down food. So another kind of reaction is the so-called redox reaction. You can forget that very complicated name again, but that's the second reaction I showed you. So the second time it went from purple to clear again. And you are also familiar with that kind of reaction because you've all used these things before, probably, batteries. And the chemicals in these batteries, the molecules in these batteries, react with one another in a so-called redox reaction, producing energy, producing electricity. And I can very simply demonstrate that kind of reaction using this flask. Adrian, could you do me the honors? So you see the water just colored blue just by shaking it. And what happens here, in this water, is sugar. And by shaking it, you mix oxygen in there. And those two give this blue color. Something similar actually happens in our bodies as well. Because if we look at the cell, can you help me locate it? Yeah. We've got these orange thingies here. These are called mitochondria. And some of you, perhaps the parents in the audience, might have heard the sentence, the mitochondrion is the powerhouse of the cell. This is exactly the reason why. It uses sugar, it uses oxygen that we get from breathing, and together they give our bodies energy. So I hope you understand now why chemistry is so important if we want to understand biology. Over to you.
So now we're gonna like explain that you know that the tell me. What? Okay. So now we're gonna like explain that actually the cells talk to each other. So you have actually like this, one and two cells, and they just can come close together, or they're actually like close together, but sometimes they talk to each other and they don't talk to each other. So I want just to like explain that to you. So do you want to help me? Yes. No. Do you want to help me? Do you want to help me? Yeah. Okay. So this is gonna be fun. Woo! Come here. Come here. Let's do this. So we have rings. Have you seen this before? We have rings, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So we're gonna like just that, and we're gonna like pick this. Do you see any hole? Oh, hello. Do you see any hole? No? Do you see any hole in yours? There's one here. Yeah, there's one. Alright. So can you do this? Can you like do that?
Hold it like this.
Okay, hold it. Yeah. So now what we're gonna do is like sometimes the cells are like together and they can talk to each other or not. But sometimes actually they like come together. See? Magic! You know, but when actually they finish to like talk and they just go and, you know, disappear. So, and everything happened here, actually happened here. So, boy, 1, 2, 3. Oh. So, you have that, and actually the cells can talk to each other more and more and more, and more and more and more. We actually have now 4. Talking to each other, but you know, in the end of the day, they finish and they just like. So we have that, and we have that, and we hold this, and then we have that. All right, and then we always have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nice. Thank you.
Right. So Adrian, tell me, you've now seen how science works.
I'm going to explain you how magic works.
Do you want to give it another try?
Let's try.
So I've got another 2 solutions for you.
Yes.
And all I want you to do
Sit down. Come, sit down here. Oi. Let's take it. Here. Take it. Let's keep the show. Come.
all I want you to do is take this one,
Science.
take this one, and just pour about 200 mils of this into that.
Cool.
And make
I can do that.
your magical science happen. Well, that's a shame. I really thought you would understand it by now.
Magic. See? You didn't trust me. You didn't believe me. It's fine. Cool. So now we're moving here. Yeah, cool. So now I'm gonna explain you something that happened actually inside of the cell. So we're gonna go to like really, really small. But you, now you sit down. We're gonna, now I will call you. Yeah, let's do it. So we have the cells, and we see here this big thing is the nucleus. It's like the brain, you know? Like, it's all the information of the brain inside.
You know, the thing that you really should not bump your head against anything.
Yeah, exactly that. So actually the cell is this thing, and it's really like, it's like a computer have all information, and this information is contained in like strings. Tell me.
That's what the memory, the golden.
The memory, good. Yes, so this is actually the memory, and the memory is called DNA. So now we're gonna actually try to do I'm gonna try to explain how this copy. So you know when you actually have these cells and you need other cells, you need to copy everything. You know, like when you cut and copy in the computer. Have you tried that before? Yes. So what we're gonna do is, can you check this? Can you check? It's okay. This is small, but beautiful. Cool. It's everything. It's okay. There's no laser, no trapdoors. Cool. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, it's yours. It's fine. Okay. Can you give me? Okay. So now what we do is sometimes we need to actually copy. So we actually